It's one of our favorite subjects of all time. It's been too long since we've talked about it, and have we got the episode for you? If you are a music freak like us, we are breaking down 5 different categories. Who changed the face of rock, pop, country, rap, and film scores? If you're a music guy like us, sit down. If you know music guys like us, share this stream and share the audio-only feed once it pops up. But right now, it's time for Loki, Jabroni, and Focus to tell you who changed the face of 5 modern music categories.
And welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, to the Loki and Jabroni Show. As always, my name is Loki. And to my left...
I'm Harvey Weinstein.
He is in Fullestein.
Or I'm Jabroni, depending on what day it is or who you ask.
In Fullestein. And,
yes,
of course, the man in the box.
Forever working, Eddie Focus.
You are always working, my friend, especially seeing some of those messages today about how hard you were working. You were banging it. Just fucking banging it. So, as we like to say... What's on your mind, kid?
Real quick, I got to give a quick shout out. A lot of people out there are giving me mad love. Vikings, as you know, are second seed. We're getting the Saints coming to our house.
Yes.
And I got to say that, man, I got just random people on the street who, you know, normally you'd be like, oh, hey, you guys fucking say, oh, good luck. You guys are going to fucking blow it like you always do. I'm actually getting a lot of people being like, hey, good luck, man. I'm rooting for you. Like random strangers, people I don't fucking know from, you know, a hole in the wall.
Right.
Just stopping me and telling me cool stuff like that. And I do want to say this. This is a very special Minnesota team.
Yeah.
Very special. We have a chance not only to make history with being the first team to host a Super Bowl. But
you get there.
But we get a chance to take revenge on 2 teams that stopped us from getting to the Super Bowl. Most recently being the Saints,
New
which
Orleans.
I have obviously told many a people, and I've reminded you of the Bounty Gate, and I reminded you, I mean, you can go back to, you know, when we talked about the Bounty Gate, and we talked about all that bullshit with football. I forget what episode it is. I'll find it.
It was 2 weeks ago.
So many.
No. There was a specific one that we were talking about getting screwed in the playoffs. Remember that? And you were screwed one year. I was against Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
It was against Tampa Bay, and we were talking about screw jobs, and that was one of them.
I do remember that.
The Bounty Gate was a screw job. The game against, now, of course, the next one I'm talking about is Falcons against Minnesota, 96? Yeah, 96, right? 98.
Right, it's 98.
98. My bad.
That's when we kicked the field goal and we went home and we went on to get our ass whooped.
Right, exactly. But still, like I said, that was a great game. There was no Bounty Gate. There was no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It was a straight up good game. So that being said, if you guys walk into Eagles territory and beat the bejesus loving hell out of them, which I see happening, I'm sorry, Eagles fans. Foles ain't bringing you no bowls. You know what I'm saying?
You know
the only thing he's bringing you is a bowl of chili on this cold day.
Friend of mine at work, big Philly fan. He's on the fence. Our defense can stop you. I'm like, no, we're coming in and we're beating
This is the playoffs, dude.
Why do you say that?
This is
not my
playoffs.
fucking problem that your quarterback's down.
Look. Let me tell you people this. This is the playoffs. Yes, defense wins champions, but if you don't have a fucking offense that can't put at least 14 points on the board, you're not going on. And I hate to tell you this, but Foles is not getting you 14 points. As a matter of fact, he's giving you 3 losses in a row. I mean, no, I'm sorry, not in a row, but they took that first loss, and then the next ones were pretty fucking close.
Correct.
And it was because of the defense that they won. But I'll tell you what,
I was going to make a special hello. Tommy Summers is watching us all the way from Cozumel, Mexico. He's on vacation with his family.
What's up, Tommy?
Big ups, Tommy.
Love it.
Hope your family's watching. Let me see if I get them all. Mrs. Summers is Cheryl. Then there's your son, Adrian, your daughter, Josie, and there were some random people in the pictures who I didn't recognize, so hello to them. And Jimmy Snuka was in one of the pictures. Even though he's been dead for years,
He's in there.
Yeah, he's in the picture.
He's in there like swimmer.
I'll show you that picture after we get done.
But, yeah, just to wrap it up real quick, I think it's, like I said, this is a very special team that gets a very good opportunity to do a lot of things that, you know, we've gotten hit and beaten down for before. So to get the chance to come after, first of all, the Saints, I love it. Yeah. I love the fact that the Saints are coming to Minneapolis again. It was in the beginning of the season they came.
Different set of circumstances.
Oh, right. Adrian Peterson was talking all that fucking shit. Now you got their running back, their little fucking
Kamara.
rookie. Yeah, their little rookie.
Hate that guy.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. He does that jumping thing to Barr. And what happened with Aaron Rodgers? Out for fucking 7 weeks, right? Broken fucking collarbone. Kamari, fucking Calamari, fucking Kaliko, whatever the fuck your name is, dude. You try that shit with our defense, and you're going to get stuffed, plugged, and put down like a used tampon.
Well, I'm glad.
Sorry, brother.
I'm very glad you brought up the divisional round. We did it last week.
Yep.
We're going to do it again this week. I just listened to the beginning of Three Sides of the Coin. Tommy's watching right now. He's from that podcast. They did it on their show. It's the second week in a row we can do it. Raise your hand if you're still in the playoffs. That would be all of us around the table.
Once again.
So we're going to real quick. No bluster, no fuss, no muss, no hassle, no bullshit. We're going to make our picks. We're going to start with the early game on Saturday, Atlanta versus Philadelphia. You already know which way I'm going. I'm writing down Atlanta.
I'm going the same way. I've told you. Philly just doesn't have enough offensive to bring up the scores. It's going to be a heartbreaker. You guys are going to win by 2 points.
I have us winning by 3.
It's going to be a field goal. A field goal is going to win it for you guys. A field goal is going to win it for you. I'm calling it right now, and it's going to be one of those where it kind of looks like it's going to go left, and it's just going to be a heartbreaker for Philly. I'm sorry, guys. You lost your fucking Carson Wentz was. I think somebody did that fucking that meme where it showed fucking Carson Wentz and it showed the picture of the fucking the Prince.
Yes.
And then they show Foles, and then they show the picture of fucking Bobby Boucher or whatever. I was like, oh my god, dude, this is perfect. That's perfect.
Ed, Atlanta or Philadelphia?
Atlanta.
Okay.
Atlanta.
Moving on, the late game on Saturday, New England versus Tennessee. Mike, you want to start?
Oh god, Tennessee's gonna get ass raped.
Okay, so you're saying New
fucking
England?
Ass raped.
Ed, do I even need to ask?
Tom Brady's going to throw the game.
All right.
Definitely New England.
All right, I'm going New England as well. So right now we are all in lockstep. Early game on Sunday, if I got this right, Minnesota versus New Orleans.
That's the 3:40 game, yes.
Right.
And
I'm just going to write Minnesota down under Mike.
Yeah, that's.
I'm going to write Minnesota down under Chris. Oh, Ed. No, don't make us wait. Dead air is a killer, man.
Minnesota.
Okay, we are in lockstep all the way
I'll
around.
show love.
It was hard. It was hard for him to mummer.
Right?
Minnesota.
All right, last game is Jacksonville versus Pittsburgh.
Let me tell you, this is going to be a rough fucking game. It's going to come down to quarterbacks, and Bortles, you suck, dude.
He's not
you're not an elite.
He's not the guy.
You're not an elite. And I'll tell you what, people are going to come up to me and be like, "Oh, Case Keenum, he's not an elite." You're right, he's not. But he's got some great fucking receivers around him where he doesn't have to be. All right, like first of all, throw fucking Adam Thielen out there, then throw Diggs out there, and you throw the freaking the kid out there. I mean. You got some good weapons. Kyle Rudolph is. I mean, you know how he is. Some days I've told you that. Some days he's hit or miss, and some days if he's on fire,
every time I watch him, he's on fire.
Exactly.
So
you can't.
Maybe
I
should watch the game on Sunday.
Oh, there you go. Well,
see,
yeah,
I'm a good luck charm. Every time I watch the Vikings, they win. Guess when I won't be watching them? When they play Atlanta, I'll just sit in my room and rock back and forth like a monkey. I wish I worked
out here. I had to miss the end of it to bring my kid to fucking work, but you know,
I suffered alone.
Real quick. It's going to be Pittsburgh. It's because Ben Roethlisberger is going to pull out his magic. He is an elite quarterback. Mm-hmm. They got a lot to go for right now. They are the number one Super Bowl winningest team with 6 of them. Mm-hmm. Patriots are nipping on their fucking bud, so they can be like, hey, look, we want to take this shit too. But I've said it before: to be the man, you got to beat the man. And right now, Philly's the man. I mean, Pittsburgh's the fan. Pittsburgh's the man. I mean, they got 6 titles. They're not recent, but I'll tell you what.
I think 2009 was the last one.
They're a title town.
Yeah,
they're a title town. You know what I'm saying? They can bring it. They're like the Ravens. They can win it any time, and you kind of sit there and go.
In football and hockey, they are the creme de la creme.
Yeah.
What? All right, I'm picking Pittsburgh as well. Ed?
Might as well just stick with it.
All right, we are in lockstep all the way.
There's just not enough offense on. I mean, there's some great. Don't get me wrong. There's some great wide receivers in it, and I think the tight end is decent on Jacksonville. But Blake Bortles is fucking.
He doesn't have the playoff pedigree like Roethlisberger,
and he's been in the business for a while where he should.
Is this going to be where the playoff pressure bites Bortles in the ass going up against a team?
And this is where I tell you before, what's going to happen is Eli is going to be like, you know what? I got my man down there. My old fucking coach is chilling down there. I can take this team, which has a killer fucking defense. I got 3 years left in me. He goes down to Jacksonville. I'm telling you right now.
Bortles is out of a job.
He's out of a job, and Jacksonville goes to the Super Bowl, dude. They go to the fucking Super Bowl. Maybe not next year, but the year after. I guarantee it.
Plan.
I guarantee it.
I'll buy it.
I guarantee it.
I'll buy it.
If Eli goes to Jacksonville, and let me say this, if Eli does go to Jacksonville, he's going to be in warmer climate.
Mm-hmm.
He won't have to suffer playing through all that cold fucking games and all those cold weathers.
Right.
He will have longevity, so you might even get maybe 4 or 5 years out of him.
8 of your games are played in the southern part of the United States. Actually, one of them is played in the northern part, but it's a dome. It's Indianapolis.
Yes, exactly.
So it does work out in his favor.
Right, exactly. So I mean, if he rolls on down there, I'm telling you, man, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Mm-hmm. But with Blake, no, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. You're not. All
right.
You're the Stephen Wolf of the NFL.
He's going Justice League here. I haven't seen it yet. Don't ruin it.
Go see it. And
I will.
And it.
Not going to bother.
It was good.
All right.
But I don't know if you guys saw it, but like with what's his name? Fucking Tim Curry. Mm-hmm. Tim Curry, he played like a silly clown. You know what I'm saying? Like you were like, and you were like, oh, check out the clown. And then he was like, oh, and you're like, oh my fucking God. This dude, like, from the minute you see him, you're like, creep show. Like, who the fuck would go next to this dude? Like, literally, he's creepy to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, the idea of Pennywise was that he was a clown. He'd lure in little kids, and then once he got them, he'd eat them.
Right. Exactly. But
something that I haven't seen the new one, but they never really quite touched on in the films. But he was eating kids.
No, he fucking ate him. Oh, he ate him. He took he fucking took Georgie's arm off in the beginning, and fucking then ate him. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's badass. You know, you only saw the teeth going in the beginning.
This movie is only the first part of the book, right?
I heard that,
the little kids part of it.
It is the little kids, because I said the same thing. We
were
like almost all the way through it, and I was like, what the fuck? Like 2.5 hours. I was like, how long is this fucking movie? Like, it can't be fucking. And then when it was just the kids, I was like,
we got people joining us like nobody's business right now.
Stephen King's book, man. It's like,
oh, I know.
Like
I love fucking Stephen King. I love him.
900, 1,200 pages.
I told you the worst.
I just hate his endings.
The worst book I ever fucking read was Salem's Lot, and I read it up in the projects, and and it was raining that night. And there was a fucking part in that. You ever read that book, Salem's Lot?
Yeah.
You remember when his friend is sitting there scratching on the window, and he says, scratch on the window, scratch, let me in. Dude, I had that tree. Remember that thing that thing was fucking up against my window, fucking, and I'm fucking reading this, dude, and it is scaring the shit out of me.
How old were you at the time?
I want to say 14.
That'll do it.
I was scared.
You read that now. You're not
shitless.
scared. You're like, oh, this is cool as shit.
Yeah, right. But I'm scared shitless. I didn't put that book down until it was done. I read that fucking shit from that moment because I didn't want. I wanted to know the ending, dude. I wanted to know what the fuck was going on. I didn't want to fucking trust this motherfucker.
I like Stephen King's stories. Like I hate reading his books. I don't like the way he writes. I'm not criticizing. He's not a bad writer. I just don't like the way he does
he explains it. He explains it almost like a teen.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He over-explains sometimes.
Right. Exactly. Like you're listening to a teenager tell his story. You know what I'm saying? He's like, and then this happened.
How many of his books have you read?
I did Christine. I've done the fucking. So I want to say 5. Probably about 5.
How many of those books ended with the town blowing up?
2.
Good call.
Remember?
Good call. Yeah, about 4 of those 5.
His endings
are
terrible.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
And there's
which is why I kind of went to
Dean
Dean Koontz.
A writer faux pas. Where it's just like, how do I end this? I just fucking blow everybody up.
Yeah, blow everybody up. Kill them all.
Stephen King has no problem doing that.
That's why I went to Dean Koontz, man.
Needful
Things. Yeah,
that's
what I was going to say. Yeah, that was one of the ones I read. I was like, yeah, you're right.
Real quick before we go into the subject, 2-day sale at WWE Shop.
Yes.
On our affiliate link, up to 30% off memorabilia, collectibles, and titles. Today and tomorrow only, go to www.lokiandjabroni.com/wrestling. Get your gear. Eric B. Mitchell, go buy yourself another title. And
or buy us one.
Boom.
Fuck.
I got something on my mind first. Before,
I know.
Before
I just
roll into this.
Got 2 comments from the Peanut Gallery. Then we'll get to Ed and our comments. Our comments are Kevin Zill says, honestly, Chris, but I'm going to ask the gallery, how many years do you think Tom Brady has left?
4.
I said 2 to
4.
3.
No, 4. He's talking like he's sitting around for... Dude, that's the reason why they got rid of Garoppolo. He's the reason why they got rid of Garoppolo.
What do we need a backup for?
Let's be honest.
Brady.
Let's be honest. Garoppolo is no fucking slouch. Look what he did to the 49ers.
He's showing it
right
now.
He fucking showed up to the 49ers and started winning. Him. He showed up. Just
and
him.
GQ Citizen of the Year couldn't.
Right. Thank you.
Fuck
Dude,
GQ.
no, you threw everybody in there. You threw everybody in fucking San Francisco, and you couldn't buy a fucking win. But you turn around, and fucking Garoppolo gets in there, and let's face it, dude, they run a West Coast offense.
Of course.
He's not used to that shit. So he had, 6 days to learn a fucking full book?
You did pretty
No,
well.
he didn't.
No.
They only taught him 10 fucking plays, dude. That's all he did. That was him selling that shit,
Yeah.
dude. He did amazing.
Pretty much.
And I'll tell you what, that's the reason why he left New England.
How many years?
I think this should be his last year.
Really?
He's never been hit.
I know.
He
but
got that one
They make
year.
rules so he doesn't get hit. Fuck! Come on!
I don't know. I just feel like there's. What's he gonna do? Go for 7 rings?
Yeah, actually,
I mean,
that's
I get
5 now. might
actually
as well.
that's what he said. He said he wants to beat Pittsburgh. He
All
wants
right.
to be the creme de la creme.
alone.
Yeah.
Alone.
No, he does. He himself wants to be. He has said this. He wants to beat Pittsburgh. He wants Boston to be Titletown, and he's told them,
They kind of
"You
are.
got 4 fucking years. You got 4 years out of me. Get rid of this kid, dude. He
I'll
did
support him if he
nothing
goes
for that
for it.
kid. He did nothing for that kid. Know that. Anytime, even footwork, he would be like, figure it out.
Yeah.
He didn't want anything to do with that kid, man. That's his place. You got to get that right now. New England is Tom Brady's fucking town.
Yep. Next comment in regard to the talk about Stephen King. His endings are like M. Night Shyamalan's. They're awful. I don't disagree.
I disagree.
I was going to
Oh,
say,
of
look,
course
when
you would.
M. Night Shyamalan first came out, obviously Sixth Sense. Who the fuck? You're going to tell me that was
Sixth
terrible?
Sense.
You didn't see that coming. Nobody saw that coming. If you told me you saw that coming, go fuck yourself. You're a liar.
Didn't see it
You're a
coming.
dirty fucking liar.
Didn't see it coming.
Nobody saw that coming. Just like I know it's not M. Night Shyamalan, but Identity.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yes.
Nobody saw that shit coming either. You know, it's the same idea. When M. Night Shyamalan first came out, even fucking on Unbreakable. Come on, don't tell
love
me.
Unbreakable.
Don't tell me you fucking guessed that one too. That was a great fucking ending. And they're fucking making part 2.
Really?
They're making fucking
They
part
did
2.
make part 2.
Curious to see how it turns out.
Oh, maybe it's part 3 that they're in the process of making
You
now.
didn't see Split, did you?
No, I didn't.
Split is part 2.
Oh, okay.
Spoilers.
Oh, so you know what it is? So
Split
you know
was
what it
a
is?
joke.
It's supposed to be Mr. Glass. It's supposed to be his story.
What's his name? Obviously, he's got split personalities. It's the point of it.
Yeah.
You don't realize towards the end that he's a villain. He's a super villain. Because the very last scene in the movie, spoiler for anyone who didn't see it, the last scene in the movie, they're in a diner watching the news, and they named the guy the Horde.
Mm-hmm.
And someone's like, wow, that's like that guy they named who blew up a bunch of stuff. What did they call him? And the camera pans, and Bruce Willis is sitting there at the diner, and he goes, Mr. Glass.
Yep.
So it's like you don't realize till the end of the movie it's Unbreakable Part 2.
Pretty much.
And then they're already doing Unbreakable 3.
That's what it is.
What's on your mind, sir?
Well, I got an email earlier that kind of stirred me emotionally. I'd like to talk about it a little bit if we could. I'll read it to you. We're writing to let you know that your podcast, the Loki and Jabroni Show podcast, has been added to iHeartRadio.
Nice.
Make sure you let your subscribers know they can now listen to you on iHeartRadio.
Nice.
You can find our logo and brand guidelines at brand.i.heart.com.
Tell your friends
blah, blah,
right
blah.
now. Share this podcast. Tell them iHeartRadio.
I just got this email an hour ago.
Nice.
fucking awesome.
Fantastic.
That is
Big
awesome.
ups to you.
You now
Long
find
distance.
us on iHeartRadio, which also means that you can request the show on Alexa.
Yes, you
Whoa,
can.
that's pretty badass. That's pretty fucking badass.
All you gotta do is say, Alexa, play Loki and Jabroni, the Loki and Jabroni Show, and she should play it.
Nice.
If not,
fucking
she's a
kick-ass.
whore.
Right?
And let me just take this time real quick to say Thank you very much.
Yes.
Because since you've gotten on board,
absolutely.
Thank you, sir. You are a gentleman and a scholar,
Fantastic.
and you have done very great things for this show.
I gotta shout, moving over to Libsyn was probably the best decision we made.
Yeah, absolutely.
And iHeartRadio now is connected with them, and they made it a lot easier. And so now it's like we're on TuneIn, we're on Spotify, we're on iHeartRadio, Stitcher, anywhere you can get your podcast, or you can listen right off the website.
Fantastic.
There's no excuse for not listening.
No, exactly. Boom, sauce. And Will just joined us. So, Will, we got to see Will over the weekend. He surprised me at my house. Then he surprised you at the bar at the karaoke bit for Lee's birthday.
Came in and had some karaoke fun.
Happy birthday, Lee. He says, Will says, this is horse shit. Of course it is. That's why we do it.
Alexa is our bitch now.
Alexa is our bitch.
She is our bitch.
You know what we should do? This weekend, when we're at Mark's place watching football, I'm just going to be like, Alexa, play the Loki and Jabroni Show. I just want to throw
I work this Sunday, but the good news is it starts at 3:40, and I told Mark I would be there. I told him I would be. The other good news is I think I'm going to kick around probably till probably about 3 o'clock, because I think that's when the Hanging Hills Brewery opens, and I want to grab a couple frickin' growlers.
I'm headed to Groton to, I think it's Outer Banks. I just drove by it today when I was out doing my business, and I want to talk to them about getting down there, doing a live show.
Oh, and for not to cut you off, I'm sorry. Really excited about this. Royal Rumble is the 28th of this month.
Yes.
We have the men's Royal Rumble, and I'm super fucking excited, the women's Royal Rumble.
12 names out of 30 announced. This is going to be
really fucking good. Crazy. I think it's going to surpass the men's Royal Rumble. I'm calling that shit right now.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Now, in lieu of this, I have dropped a message to my friend Jerry. He was not working today, but he called me back on the phone. I'm going to drop by tomorrow. I'm going to order myself some wings for lunch, and then I'm going to go talk to my friend. If it pans out, once again, the Loki and Jabroni Show will be at Hooters in Manchester. Right? No, Wethersfield. Wethersfield. Yes. You're right. Wethersfield. We will do we'll probably end up doing the contest again there, or the trivia. We'll figure out something.
I will get a trivia contest together, and just so you guys know, this may be the only prize in the trivia contest graciously donated by big Loki and Jabroni fan Eric B. Mitchell, a 3-month subscription to the WWE Network, a $30 value.
That's cool.
Will be yours. And because the Royal Rumble's on January 28th, guess what you're going to get as part of your package, your 3-month package? Wrestle Freaking Mania
for
this
free.
Year.
For fucking
Basically for free. This is a no-miss opportunity. I will get the questions together like I always do. We'll figure it out. We'll live stream. We'll do our thing. We're going to have a great.
You will know on the website by the end of the week what's going on, and like I said, bank on it. It's going to be another good time. For those of you that showed up to the Hooters Extravaganza with Jimmy Hart, it was a blast.
It was awesome.
We had a good time. As a matter of fact, they actually commended us and said that we brought more of the fun than the title man that was supposed to be there.
Right.
So that was nice. That was a nice little pat on our back. So
hurt my feelings a little bit because we were excited to meet Jimmy Hart, and then we get there and people just loved us, and Jimmy was like, "Well, there's Jimmy Hart." So
yeah,
I felt bad for him. However,
not really.
Will, your check is in the mail.
It's our turn, Jimmy. Step aside.
Right. So,
all right, here we go.
Ed.
The main reason why we are doing this show right now, musica. So why don't you start off, my friend?
This was your baby.
Pick the genre and start the discussion.
Well, just a quick rundown of what we're doing today. We picked. We love top 5 lists.
Yes, we do.
But so that we don't do an 8-hour long show broken up into 3 separate weeks, we're gonna each pick our pick for person who changed the game for film scores. Artist or group, producer, whatever, change the game for pop, change the game for hip-hop, country, and finally, rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, we know there are some subcategories, heavy metal and stuff like that, but we want to make this challenging, so it could fall anywhere. And wherever the chip shall fall, and we'll discuss everybody's choice as
absolutely
quickly as possible.
Will, I gave you credit for the big beard. Don't go fishing for compliments.
Shall I start?
Right now.
Absolutely. That's what I said.
Let's open up with something real simple. We love the movies.
Yes, we do.
We love the movies.
And as a matter of fact, I think we already know who our picks are because we talked about it before we leave last week. So go ahead.
I will challenge that.
Uh-oh.
I will challenge that,
Here comes the
and I will
first
make you
curveball.
rethink everything.
Okay.
I chose, after thinking about it, and it's like, God, there's so many easy ones, but when I really, really thought about it, the one person that I think changed how film scores work and how they should be done was John Carpenter.
Really?
Yes, John Carpenter.
I can go for that. He did the suspense. He nailed suspense.
I didn't realize he was in the music game. I thought he was all writing and
the Halloween theme.
I was not
Escape
aware.
from New York theme.
Yeah.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
In fact, if you go on Spotify, which we love, or iHeartRadio, John Carpenter has multiple albums of original music, and he's redone some of his old themes. John Carpenter is on record as saying he abhors orchestras. He can't stand orchestras, and he thinks it takes away from the movie. And if you listen to the simplicity of some of his themes, they just propel the music so much more. And I think John Williams had this idea too when he did Jaws. That the whole
the suspenseful.
Dun 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 dun.
The heart beats a little
when
faster.
something happens, he'll bring in just one thing, ding 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 ding, and it goes back dun dun. And you can see this across the board, no matter what movie you watch by him. So I think John Carpenter really changed the game. He proved that you didn't have to have a lot of money. He proved that you didn't have to have a big orchestra.
And you didn't have to kill Bob Hale.
You didn't have to
No,
kill
that's
Bob
true.
Hale. No, whatever that means.
Look it up.
But that's my choice. Fight me.
Nice. Mike?
I'm sticking with my guy. Jerry Goldsmith, man. Come on. I mean, you ready? Mm-hmm. The Omen, Star Trek, Alien, Basic Instinct, Gremlins, Poltergeist, Total Recall, Patton, Hoosiers, Chinatown, Star Trek First Contact, Rambo, Mulan, Rudy, Rambo fucking First Blood Part 2, Planet of the Apes. There's nothing that this guy hasn't touched. Let's face it. And let's turn around when you say there's one person that, he doesn't need a big thing. Jerry Goldsmith not only needs a big thing, but he makes it so incredible that the
word epic comes to mind, and I know it's a overused word here in our lexicon in 2018. But when you hear Jerry Goldsmith, it's epic.
It's just he is the one person that you can take that entire orchestra and he can get that whole thing going, and then all of a sudden it's just violins, and you're like, what the fuck?
But it made sense.
And then it's like flute, and then also it's like, and then he gets you in. It's like boom, and all of a sudden explosions are going on. Like he knew how to get the music.
That original Star Trek theme he did for the motion picture that transcended into Next Generation.
That was the Next Generation.
And then he went on to do
badass
more Star Trek films later.
Yes, he did. Yes. Obviously, he's got 50 other movies I didn't even touch.
I've always been more partial to James Horner's interpretation of Star Trek, but that you can't deny that music as
no,
burned into the lexicon.
It is.
Forever.
It is. Like I said, like you said, it's Star Trek Next Generation, dude.
Yeah,
that was.
I think he's John Williams' idol. So.
It was like boom, like come on, man. It's like you knew, and even Gremlins. It's like a play.
Funny,
yeah, exactly.
bouncy.
But it's at the same time, it's like when you hear that fucking music. Fucking shit's happening.
Right.
Yeah.
It's chaos. And
yes.
It's musical chaos.
Yes.
Nice pick. I almost changed my pick. I know we talked about it last week. I thought about Giorgio Moroder, but then I realized all his really good scores were in the 80s. And he didn't really change anything. He he brought it one way, and it was starting to go that way, and you heard a lot more people go that way, and then Giorgio Moroder just fucking disappeared. For about 15 years, then he came back. But if you think of Midnight Express, that music is iconic. If you think of Scarface, that music is iconic.
Yes.
But to me, it all changed when Oingo Boingo broke up and Danny Elfman started scoring films. I love Danny Elfman.
Yeah, it was because it's fucking Batman.
No. Danny Elfman has continuously, to this day, made some fantastic fucking movies.
No, I know.
That Beetlejuice music is iconic.
It is. Yes.
I can hum that to myself.
You are right.
Like,
you are absolutely right.
It's like on par with that chaos music we're like thinking of.
Right.
Beetlejuice, Gremlins. It's all inspired.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And the music, like much with Jerry Goldsmith, much like John Carpenter, that music made you feel a little extra when you were watching the film. So that's my tip of the cap, Danny Elfman.
I like it.
You guys can chime in. We already have a vote for Henry Mancini. So.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some good ones.
Yeah,
Marvin Hamlish could have been on that list. He did some great film scores in the 70s and 80s that kind of revolutionized. I don't know if he changed the game, but Marvin Hamlish could be.
That's why I was like, change the game.
Like, let's. Jerry Goldsmith created the anthem.
Yes.
John Williams perfected the anthem.
Yes.
And like with John Carpenter, I like the original.
Carpenter did suspense. His thing was, I don't know, like you just felt like, especially with Halloween, it just feels like something is on your back.
To this day, when
Change
you hear
the music
that music
in that movie, it doesn't work.
No,
Right.
exactly. You're right.
To this day, if you hear that song,
that shit just like it's crawling, fucking right up their back, fucking skin.
Arm
Yeah,
hair,
exactly.
neck hair.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
butt hair.
you know somebody getting fucked up. Ain't nobody
on a
walking.
side note-
Somebody not walking away from this.
Side note, you know they're doing another Halloween.
Yes,
And,
yes.
Jamie Lee Curtis is coming
Yes,
back.
it's another.
Danny
It's,
McBride is
yes,
like writing, directing.
it's the other 20 years. It's going to be like.
Every
They're
Which
gonna-
I think
they're
it's a
gonna
great
retcon
idea.
Again. They're going to retcon again. Like
I think
they
it's a
did
great
with
idea.
H2O.
I think it's a great idea.
John Carpenter said, "You know what? I won't write. I won't direct. I won't do any of that. But I'll do the music for it."
All right.
That's
So
awesome.
he's doing the music for it.
That's awesome.
3 groundbreaking picks. Can
That's
make an
awesome.
argument for any of them. Fantastic choices.
Rolling into, we'll have a little fun. Pop music.
Pop.
I'll take that one.
All right. Why don't you start, Mike?
All right. I got to go with. I used to hate the fuck out of the bastard, obviously. But in my opinion, Justin Timberlake, man,
Wow.
he is. In my opinion, he is like this generation's Michael Jackson and then some. Like if you want to take the 80s and you want to throw Michael Jackson as the king of pop, well then I got to turn around and say that Justin Timberlake is.
I tried to avoid Michael Jackson. It's too easy.
It is. It's way too easy. But think about, he went from being a Mickey Mouse Club boy band, and even in the beginning of his career, he went through some what you call, criticizing and all kinds of shit when he was doing the whole thing with Britney Spears.
Right.
And all the thing, right? But I mean, you roll your eyes now, but it was some heavy
was a
shit
kid.
back then, right?
He was a kid.
But it was some heavy shit back then. Like he was getting some, and then he turns around and he leaves the freaking boy band, and he comes out with I got it. Hold on.
Was it Cry Me a River?
Justified.
Justified. That's
Justified was in 2002, and that was like, you were like, who the fuck is this?
Is that
Justin Timberlake?
That doesn't have Dance With Me on it, does it?
I think that one does.
Google machine.
I got it right here.
All right.
Love Like I Love You, Cry Me a River, Rock Your Body, Senorita. No, that one doesn't. That one doesn't.
Rock Your Body.
Yeah,
That's
Rock
a
Your Body.
good
Rock Your
song.
Body. I was going to say
that
the
was
one
the song
for
that
me
did it for me.
is Cry Me a River. Yeah, Rock Your
Cry
Body.
Me a River,
Cry
I
Me a
always-
River, like that whole
Yeah.
like he just, I think it was a 2020. Yeah, Future
I don't know.
Love. There it is.
Senorita on that one?
Yeah, Senorita is on that one.
Senorita and Rock Your Body like did it for me with Justin. I'm like, you know
Great
what?
pick.
I was like, he's a new king of pop.
And then obviously 2006, that's when the whole frickin' the 2020 came, and then you got Sexy Back,
Sexy
My
Back.
Love, What Goes Around Comes Around, Love Stoned, Until the End of Time, Summer Love.
And he's bridged out to singing, I Can't Drink You Away with the country artist.
Yes.
He's done
absolutely.
so much other stuff.
and
he's
let's
getting
not
a lot
even-
of shit for that, by the way.
Why?
He's actually he's being accused of like because people have accused him of cultural appropriation.
we
But now,
go.
now
Hit it. Hit it.
now
Hit it. Horse. Shit. And now hit the trigger.
now we don't get time for triggers.
Okay.
Now he's being accused of going back on his cultural appropriation.
Wow.
Guys,
Because
look.
Ben Shapiro covered the story. Like he's doing a video in his hometown, like it's where he lives.
The whole point
he's
of
reconnecting with his home.
The whole point of artistry is to grow.
Yes.
If you stay what you were on your first record, that's where you're going to be. That you'll be Dexy's fucking Midnight Runners. You cannot stay stagnant. Justin Timberlake exhibits growth, much like Michael Jackson did, much like Madonna did, much like Springsteen did, although Springsteen, I thought, got shittier as years went on. But you understand what I'm saying.
Go with that. I can go with that.
Stop with the snowflakey bullshit about...
Let's not even mention the films.
Fuck up.
The films he's been involved in.
He's a tremendous actor.
You know, I mean, he's opened the gates for a lot.
Alpha Dog was really good.
That was a great
One of my
fucking movie.
favorites.
Great
Top
fucking
10
movie.
for
But
me.
yeah, I got to go with Justin. I consider, if you want to call Michael Jackson the king of pop, that's fine. I will call him the Duke of Pop because he's.
Well, I thought about MJ. I'm like, okay, he's king of pop, but is he a game changer? That's why
I went with Justin Timberlake because I felt like he was a game changer. He went from being this and this is you're talking back when there was boy bands.
Cool.
Yes.
Let's put. I hate bringing the whole racing into it. He kind of made it cool to be a solo white pop star
with a girly voice, dude.
Right.
Let's be honest. He has a high pitched fucking voice, and some of his music, you're like, I wish I could sing this shit.
But you're still bobbing your head. And
yes, you are.
If you're a guy like... He can sing, he can produce.
Right. If you're a guy like me who wants crunchy guitars and big drums and fat bass and screaming vocals, and you hear a Justin Timberlake song and you see yourself...
you do. Especially Sexy Back. Tell me you ain't fucking... I'm bringing
You've hit something.
You're like, you're fucking on that shit.
Hit something.
You on that shit.
When on their 25th anniversary CD, Poison covered Sexy Back. They sucked at it, but they covered it. You know you've made an impact.
Yes.
And
boom.
It's got to be said, too, like, he's smart, like, because he's worked with Timbaland the whole time, and he sticks with what works.
Right.
Even when in Kanye, he's whining that he won't work with him.
Yeah.
Fuck Kanye.
But he's like, hey.
If I see Kanye on any of these lists, I quit.
He
rock and roll.
He feels it, man.
Shit.
He feels it. He doesn't want to be involved. That's
one horse shit per episode.
Yeah, you don't argue with success. Is what it
exactly.
Is. So
if it ain't broke, don't fucking fix it.
Right. It's Missy Elliott, Missy Elliott, and Timbaland forever.
All right,
I love
Ed,
it.
who do you got for pop?
I love it.
For pop, I went with going way back to late '80s, '90s, and he did perform, but he was mostly a producer. I went with Teddy Riley.
Nice.
Oh, I like it.
Teddy Riley created that whole New Jack Swing sound, and without him, you don't have artists like Justin Timberlake really mixing like the
I'll buy that. I'll buy it.
Hip hop with the pop and the R&B. You don't have Belle Biv DeVoe's sound when they came out or New Edition. Teddy Riley is responsible for a number of Michael Jackson hits. Blackstreet, a lot of great stuff back in the day. So, and I think he changed the whole sound for pop and R&B personally. That's the way I feel about it. Fight me.
I like it. I'll go with it. I'll go with it.
I chose Nickelback. No, I didn't.
I know you didn't.
I went the easy route.
You did with that. You did that with metal, dude. Yeah.
Show is over.
Well, I went the easy route, but there is a grand argument for it. I did choose Michael Jackson because when you look at when he went solo with Off the Wall, there were 4 number 1 hits on that record. How do you top that? Well, you come out with a record with 9 number 1 hits. How do you top that? You come out with Bad, which didn't have as many number 1s, but that was the biggest grossing tour Michael Jackson ever did worldwide. 2 years, 230 cities.
If I'm not mistaken,
I thought every track on Bad was a hit.
No.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Liberian Girl did not reach the top 10.
If I'm not mistaken, the Bad tour also is the first time he incorporated at least, I think it was like half his brothers went, and Janet did too, right? So it was like...
It was intermixed. That was the Jackson's Victory Tour.
Yeah, you're thinking of the Victory Tour.
That was right before,
himself.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
But he did have one of his brothers on the Bad Tour. And plus, on the Bad Tour, he brought, because they were on hiatus, Eddie Van Halen out to play the solo that he played on Beat It. So how cool is that? 4 number 1s on this record, 9 number 1s on this record, 7 number 1s on this record. He changed the game. You have to work harder if you want to stay in this game. Madonna didn't do it. Whitney didn't do it. Britney didn't do it. Michael Jackson set the tone, in my opinion, for pop music going away. Unless you consider Hanson, but I don't.
I thought about him.
Okay.
Or Justin.
There's still rock and roll to go.
All right.
So, up next, hip-hop or rap, whatever. Who changed the game in your mind?
Okay.
We'll start with Jabroni.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm waiting for this.
All right. I remember rap bubbling in the 80s, and you had Sugar Hill Gang, and you had LL, and you had Run DMC, and they were all awesome. Then you had some comedy groups like the Fat Boys and other things, and it was starting...
All you can eat.
Exactly. And then they did the Wipeout.
You're going to break out like fucking Paperboy and shit.
And they all were stuck in this, and they all honed their skills on the street. They were battle rapping with each other on the streets, and then it started to bubble. Sugar Hill Gang took it to another level. Then came LL. Then came Run. Nobody changed the game when you put 5 guys together from Compton. NWA changed the game for rap
For rap, yes.
100%. Rap, hip-hop, whatever you want to call it. NWA
No, NWA is rap all day long. I mean, see, hip-hop you got to be able to, be able to play hip-hop on the radio and only bleep, I'd say about 5 swears.
KRS-One says that rap is something you do, hip-hop is something you live.
Mm-hmm.
You can work that.
Same, depending on how you look at it. None of these guys thought I'm hip-hopping. No, I'm rapping on this record. Hip-hop is the genre, and I'll give you that because we talked about genres, subgenres, etc. Rap is the game. And when you're a metal guy who basically pushed most rap to the side, I loved some Run DMC, I loved some LL Cool J, and then you had 2 Live Crew. That was all gimmick and sex and pussy.
Miami bass sound.
Right, that pop that pussy gimmick, all of it. NWA slapped you in the face to the point where me and some of my metal buddies were like, we went out and bought the cassette. And yes, cassette, vinyl, CD, whatever your format was, the first time you heard NWA, your mind was fucking blown, dude. Amazingly blown. And we got one of our viewers is Matt Pistol. He threw out NWA as well. I remember sitting with him, listening to this record and saying, dude, this is through the roof. There was no word I could use. I still spin that CD to this day. Love it. How nuts did I go for the movie? The
movie was great.
I went to the theater twice. I probably watched it on television 100,000 times. I lost my whole when I heard NWA, and it changed everything.
Certainly much better than All Eyes on Me.
Consider this. Eazy-E, had it not been for his untimely demise, he had a good solo career. Ice Cube has gone on to have a good solo career and a film career. Then you have the godfather of it all, Dr. Dre. Probably the most influential man, bar none, in the hip-hop game.
He's a stone's throw away from being the first hip-hop billionaire.
Boom. So, like Matt just said, jaw dropped. It was on the floor. That's exactly what that record did to you. So, in Mike's absence, why don't you tell us yours?
Well, I'm going to say Rakim from Eric B. and Rakim.
Interesting.
Yes. For one, Rakim, if you've ever heard him, he's not like a loud screamer. He's very articulate, smooth, laid back. And he created the concept of actually rhyming very long words and syllables. So he'd take one
Kilimanjaro.
Word, right, exactly. Well, he'd take Kilimanjaro and then rhyme 3 words with that.
Right,
so,
to make it work.
Yeah, he changed how it was done. Because before it was early it was very simple.
Right.
You start and you ended. Rakim went in there.
You rhyme bad with dad.
Yeah, it was
girl
very,
with twirl.
Very simple, and he actually made it a lot more complex. I believe the record was Eric B. for President was the first one that came out, and it's just a very slow record. At the time, they were a lot faster, and I think he upped the game for lyrics, certainly. So I'm going with Rakim. It changed after Rakim, and then all of a sudden, rappers were like, you know what, I need to start saying something.
Nice. Great pick. All right, Mike's up. Here we go.
Y'all like Kofi Kingston?
I kind of like Kofi Kingston.
I like Kofi. You like Sean Kingston?
No.
Because I'm not talking about him.
Thank God. Kofi Kingston in the New Day. I have to like him. It doesn't matter.
All right. Anyways, so my brother was huge into fucking hip hop back in the day, and I ain't gonna lie. Growing up in the '80s, we would have freaking I forget who they were, but literally we'd have the boom boxes, and I remember, like Nightmares and Lottie Dottie and all these old fucking hip hop songs, and it was that was the first time I was really introduced to it. I didn't really listen to it. Fast forward, late '90s. And way past my brother, force feeding me all this other shit. I'm still listening to metal and all this other shit. I hear this one fucking chick. And the song is called Rain. Can't Stop the Rain. Missy Elliott.
Wow. I'm going to listen to you from the other room. That's a good choice.
She opened the doors for a lot of women rappers. A lot. Like, when you say that they couldn't do it, she not only did it, she did it with such flavor and such flair that you were like, damn, like, this is some good shit.
How many platinum albums?
Yeah. It's like uncountable. I mean, you go to work it, get your freak on, lose control, 1-2 step, I'm better, what the fuck, The Rain, which is what I was just talking about, Super Duper Fly, 1997. Gossip Folks, 1 Minute, Hot Boys, Pass That Dutch, Sock It To Me, We Run This. I mean, Missy Elliott has done anything and anything. I mean.
And that, was it that halftime show? Where
yes.
she popped up with Katy Perry.
That was incredible.
Your fucking hairs on the end of your arm were just like...
Yeah.
And you're like, here's this 40-something plus woman, and it's like she hasn't missed a beat. Matter of fact, I thought she looked better.
I think... exactly.
Like,
she came out there, and you were like, holy fucking shit.
And you know what? Let's not forget, too, like... she was a big-time producer for Rest in Peace, Aaliyah.
Right, exactly. She believed a lot in what Aaliyah did.
Her and Timbaland both. That dynamic duo there.
And that's exactly it. I mean, it kind of went with the whole Justin Timberlake thing. I mean, these guys are
all
just...
connected.
Right, exactly. And they're just incredible they're just incredible artists. They're incredible freaking performers. Missy Elliott live, I don't know if you've ever seen her live. She's insane. She's insane.
I've seen her on TV.
But I've seen her. I've seen her live, and it is like I've seen Billy Joel live, and in my opinion, Billy Joel is the greatest showman out there. Like the shows that he fucking does are
I've
amazing.
seen him. I could put him in the top 4.
Amazing.
Easily.
Yeah, but you gotta. I mean, you gotta also understand. Like when you're walking in, you're watching a Billy Joel show. You're getting a story.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And it's whatever story he wants to tell you. And Billy tells you some fucking stories, man. You don't know if it's going to be Billy's story about...
Tell me why he fired Liberty to veto. Never mind.
He's going to tell you the story about how many fucking wives he's been with. You
3.
know? It doesn't... But every single time you go... I've been to 5 of Billy Joel's shows, and I'll tell you what. Every single one is a different story. It's a different fucking story. Missy Elliott... I think she was in with a couple other people. I think she was only like I think she was right before the headliner. I think the headliner was at the time because it was like fucking, God, it was like 2000s. I forget who was there.
Nickelback.
Yeah, we didn't even stick around for it. I watched.
She if she wasn't headlining, oh God, back then.
That's what I'm saying. It was like 2002.
You know
I think it was
Nelly
like
Furtado concert.
Maybe it was Nelly or something like that. I didn't stick around.
Is she the bird? I'm like a bird. And all that
no, Nelly. Yeah,
they did a remix of "Get Your Freak On."
Yes,
Together,
yes.
Oh yeah, they did.
Matter of fact, that was a badass fucking remix. Yeah. It might have been her. We didn't stick around. Like I literally watched fucking Missy Elliott, and I was like, oh my fucking God, this fucking chica knows how to fucking do it. Like she's, in my opinion, she's opened up so many things for so many women.
I was worried when she put out the single very recently.
Oh, the what the fuck?
I was worried like, oh my God, I was worried she's gonna sound like these trap motherfuckers right now. And when it came out, I'm like, that's Missy.
That's Missy. That's Missy. Oh. Yeah, exactly. That's Missy. She knows it. She knows how to fuck with you. She's a classic. Yes. She's classy.
Oh, she's beautiful.
She is. She's fucking incredible. She's incredible.
I already did this one.
I know.
So we had Ed came in with Rakim, Mike with Missy Elliott,
Rakim.
Me with
or you may refer to him as the God MC.
Whatever works. I came in with NWA.
All right, so we have metal and country.
Rock and country coming up.
We have country next.
Oh, I'm sorry. We decided we were going to call like rock.
Hey, if we blow through these, we can discuss metal a little bit, but
sure.
As a side note, but.
Sure, because metal will work its way into the 7 names I had on my list.
We can do some quick fires. We seem to be moving around pretty quick.
Sure.
So, country. So who wants to start country?
We've been going 1, 2, 3. Why not keep it rolling?
So is that me
back
next?
to you?
That would be you actually. You've led off every one of them.
Oh, okay. All right.
Now
go ahead.
No, he left for one of them.
Oh, that's right. You left.
No, I did. I did. Justin Timberlake was my first.
Yep.
And then you started off with the whole thing with the movies.
Okay, yada yada.
So it's right back to you.
Pick. It's your baby.
It is
you
right
tell
back
us.
to you.
Oh well, I can start off.
Okay.
My country knowledge is limited because I just don't like it. But when I really think about it, and I think of when I think country changed, because my mother used to listen to a lot of it, and I think the point when it really changed, honestly, Shania Twain.
Wow.
Good call. Good call.
Shania
right.
Twain kind of brought in that whole pop country thing. I mean, you could probably attribute some of it
Taylor
to
Swift gets fucking ass raped over.
Anyway.
And let's be honest though.
You have my attention.
She is the modern day Shania Twain.
She really is. Her
She
and
is,
Carrie
and she
Underwear.
gets ass raped for it. People hate on her because now, granted, it's a recipe that's already been done. You know what I'm saying? So I can see why, but to turn around and call her not country, like
right now she's not. Though.
No, she's pop. Right now she's pop.
I think
Taylor's very pop.
I don't hate on
super pop.
I don't hate on anybody except
I'll buy super
except
pop.
Kid Rock because he's a sellout bitch.
Fuck Kid Rock.
But
yeah, I don't think there's a fan at this table of Kid Rock. So
one song, one fucking song.
Not even. I don't even want to hear it.
American Badass. That's it.
Nope, done.
The end.
Overplayed because of Undertaker.
Kid Rock
Right.
and Gene Simmons should form a band together.
What would you call it?
Call it the fucking the Overextendables.
I'll buy it. All right.
But like Taylor makes no qualms about doing pop records, and she might go back do a couple country records. She's not.
But again, that
lying
goes
about
back
it.
to growth, and we go to Justin Timberlake. Growth.
Right,
Or
and she
just
doesn't
kinda-
do it.
Just kind of expand.
She has 65 songs about breakup and not one about blowjobs.
That's funny because Kiss has 265 songs about blowjobs.
Right, and not one about breakups.
Well, 4, but that's a 45-year career. So
no, cut it out.
and
Beth was
NWA
about getting the girl back and getting head. Come on.
NWA only has one song about blowjobs. What's up with that?
That's true.
But no, when I think of the whole pop country thing, though, like you had Shania Twain, and then you go into
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. No, I like where you're going with that.
is it Faith Hill?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Faith Hill, and
Who is married to
McGraw.
Garth Brooks?
Tim McGraw.
Oh, Faith Hill. My bad. You're right.
no, she's married to Toby, isn't? No.
Nobody's married to Toby.
Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw and
Faith
Hill.
Hill and Tim McGraw,
Okay.
and then it's Trisha Yearwood
And Garth Brooks.
and Garth Brooks,
He married the horse.
And then you got some of those other other pop country guys,
which is why he cheated like 4 times.
Fuck those Luke Bryan-ass motherfuckers.
I can't do it. Yeah.
Fuck 'em.
Can't do it.
If you like Luke Bryan, forget the Loki and Jabroni Show. Just get about your way.
Now,
enjoy it.
Now, I struggled with this one a little bit because I almost wanted to say like maybe Reba McEntire, Dolly Parton, but I think honestly Shania
They never really moved
They
much.
didn't nail the crossover.
I like
Dolly
how you
Parton's
didn't go
just
with
a
them.
star.
I
Dolly
like how you
Parton's
didn't
just
go
a
right.
star.
Of course.
Everybody
exactly.
loves Dolly Parton.
Exactly. And Reba's the same thing, but she never strayed from country, neither did Dolly. You know what I'm saying?
Not really, no.
It was
She had
always
the
a twang.
crossover hit with
it
9
was
to 5,
always the
but that was
twang.
still
Right.
country.
It was always the twang.
Even
and
when
it was
she
always,
sang in her movie,
right.
she's like, "I'm country.
I'm country. I'm straight up fucking country. That's
Even when
what
she
you
did a
get.
movie in
That's
New
what
York.
you fucking get.
Rhinestone
yes.
Cowboy.
Yes, that's what you get. That's what you
Don't
get.
even bring that up.
You asked.
Rhinestone.
Whatever. Who's
But
next?
yeah, so fight me.
Nobody fighting
You
you.
take that?
I'll take it.
Sure.
Wow. I grew up around country. My parents were kind of country fans. Charlie Daniels Band, Larry Gatlin, the Gatlin brothers, all tremendous artists. But I remember being in a pool hall in Georgia in 1992 and hearing a song over the jukebox. And I had to ask like 15 people before I found the fucking answer because it was rock and roll and it was country and it was singing about subjects that country didn't touch. And that's when I was introduced to the godfather of modern country and the guy who changed the game, Mr. Garth Brooks. There's nobody better. He took his influences that were George Strait, Queen, and Kiss, rolled them in a ball, and said, "This is what I'm giving to the country public. You're either going to love it or I'm going to fail and I'm going to go work on a horse farm somewhere."
He brought that rock anthem into country.
Succeeded. Absolutely blew up. He is, and we just saw him, 2 years ago? One night between each other?
Yeah.
Fan-fucking-tastic. He's 105 years old, give or take, running around that stage like there's no tomorrow. He still sings the hits. He still brings the goods. He plays his ass off. And it seems like every time Garth Brooks hits the airwaves, it goes number one. He's probably got more number ones than anybody in country. And I would love
Except for
somebody
his
to look that
alter
up.
ego there.
Yeah, Chris Gaines, fuck that.
His alter ego kind of
Yeah,
fell
he was
flat.
fucking horrible.
But
Horrible.
Garth Brooks, to me, changed the entire fucking game. And that's in a good way and a bad way because Garth Brooks introduced a little more rock and roll into country, which gave jackasses like Luke Bryan the opportunity to bring other bullshit
he did
into
a
country.
very bad job at it.
But Garth Brooks positively changed the game. That's my choice.
If you're gonna go with the one person who might actually have more number one hits than Garth Brooks, maybe I'm gonna have to look it up, but I'm gonna call it right now. I used to hate the fuck out of him until I really understood what country was. Brad Paisley.
Wow.
1999, he entered into the scene and he won. By the way, the only person to win the youngest award for the country's greatest artist or whatever they call it.
He'd been bubbling before that, but 99 was when he really
came out.
exploded.
Right, he came out. Let's not mention the fact that he's still doing them.
She thinks my tractor's sexy.
1999, 2001 is Who Needs Pictures. He freaking, like I said, he won the greatest country award. Say it. Say it.
She thinks my tractor's sexy.
She does. 2001, 2003, part 2. Mud on the Tires was in 2003, 2005, which, come on, man. That's
great
whiskey.
Stuff.
Whiskey fucking lullaby.
Oh, my God.
He's like, if you are drunk and missing a girl, you're singing Whiskey Lullaby. I don't give a fuck who you are.
He did a great job, but he had the right voice and Alison Krauss to come in and do the other voice, and the video will knock you on your ass and make you cry.
Perfect.
Wow.
Perfect. Time Well Wasted, obviously, 2000. Fifth Gear, every single 2 years he's got an album coming out. 2008, 2009, Play. 2009, 2010, American Saturday Night. 2011 to 2012, This Country Music. 2012, 2014, Wheelhouse. 2014, 2016, Moonshine in the Trunk. And then, of course, to present, which right now, 2016 to present, Love and War, which actually has I Will Always Love You, which is obviously the remake of the frickin' what's her face there, Whitney Houston.
But Dolly Parton did it first.
A remake of Dolly Parton.
Right, exactly, which is going right back to country, which leads me right back to what Brad Paisley does. Brad Paisley not only incorporates country, but he brings it back. And before you know that you're listening to country music, because even some of his other music, like American Saturday Night, it's a song that I sing in karaoke.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's a very upbeat, fun fucking song. First Time for Everything. It's about you going through your whole life. And if you listen to that song, like, you can literally pick out moments that he puts you through. It's a great freaking song. Just like you said, how Garth, I believe it's the same thing. If there was one person that's going to give Garth a run for number one songs, it's Brad Paisley. And Brad is, from his white hat to him freaking throwing his little guitar around, man, that boy is fun.
Absolutely.
He's fun. He brings fun back to country, and he's not done. Not to mention, dude, and I played the song for you. He's doing country comedy now.
Oh, yeah.
Which is pretty...
Take a selfie?
Yes. You ought to be ashamed of your selfie. If you have not heard that song, go fucking listen to it. It's
funny.
Hysterical. It's hysterical. But this is what you got to do. As an artist, you have to branch out. Yes, is there somebody who might be a better singer than him? Maybe. Abso-fucking-lutely. But are they more original than him?
Are they bringing the total package to the
right,
table?
Exactly.
And we're not talking about Lex Luger either.
Right, and you go out and you see this and you're like, damn, I just saw myself a show. Or did you just see yourself a one-hit wonder? You know what I'm saying?
You know, he was getting ready to talk about NWA when he brought the large ass beer. He whipped that out when he said straight out of Compton.
I wanted a 40 when we talked about rap, and thank you to Will for providing my 20-40, 24, whatever.
20-40?
I would have brought 40s, but most of the malt liquor is pretty gross.
Yeah. It's not. It's not.
And
like
I'm not drinking that Colt 45.
Colt 45.
When we were 22, OE
Old
was fine.
English, baby. No,
what was that one?
Goldie A.
That one we had when
Crazy
you were
Horse.
shipping out
Crazy Horse.
The very first thing I ever got drunk off of.
Nice. All right.
That was horrible.
We've come to the main event.
That's horrible.
And I think Ed should lead this off because he is probably the least rock and roll of all of us. Crazy Horse. Are you fucking kidding? You gave him Crazy Horse? Do you even like him?
No, I don't know who the fuck brought it, but there was like 20 of them. So I'm like, what should I drink?
Here,
have a Crazy Horse.
Yeah.
I drank the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, he did.
Eddie, those boys were not your friends.
I should leave then.
Yeah.
I know, right?
No. He's made up for it, I think, in spades. But those boys back then,
I was there.
Those boys were not your friends.
Oh my God, that was like the game's a 3-man. And
if they were laughing, you don't need them because they're not good friends.
We're to bring up his name again. It was
don't say it.
Benoit.
Fuck.
Yes.
Brian, if you're out there, come defend yourself. We're assholes.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are.
Jiminy Christmas! I need to talk to this guy.
All right, can I get a little echo, please?
Okay, here we go.
And now the category you all been waiting for: rock and roll.
You sounded like a soccer announcer. I like it.
Brought to you by the WWE Shop.
Don't forget, 2-day sale, WWE Shop, up to 30% off memorabilia, collectibles, and titles, January 9 and January 10 only. Go to www.lokiandjabroni.com/wrestling. Let them know that we sent you by using that link and get your savings on. Here we go.
Yes. Savings.
All right.
Don't let me
I
down.
actually remembered who I was thinking of.
Okay.
As I drank that. I think I might have talked about this artist before, but to me, I think he really brought an entirely new look to rock and roll, when up to that point it had been glam, glitter, fame, whatever. And he's like, I'm going to do something different, something a little darker, something a little more of an experience. I picked Alice Cooper.
Wow.
Love it. I love it.
Hello.
I fucking love it.
Because Alice Cooper and his theatrics, you don't have Iron Maiden and Eddie. You don't have... you don't even really have Kiss in the makeup, and like just so much changed after he they started out as some kind of little odd band, and then as he got more into a solo career, he became more of a what's the word I'm looking for? A master of ceremonies per se, and
the only word that comes to my mind is icon.
Icon, right? And then,
rock icon,
and then,
absolutely,
and then
royalty.
Some of the
King.
Some
Absolutely.
of the music was like really, really good. And how can you argue with the man who played Freddy Krueger's father?
Oh,
true.
Yep, good choice, good choice.
Or a zombie in a John Carpenter film.
Forgot about the Freddy Krueger's father. Forgot about that.
Fantastic choice.
Or Wayne's World.
Never
I didn't see that. Never saw it coming. You're right about that.
So, yeah, I think, Alice Cooper, I think he changed it for rock and roll. I think he changed it for hard rock or heavy metal music. I don't know. Challenge me.
Okay. I'm looking for your challenge right now, sir.
Well, I put a lot of thought into this. And because we didn't really put a metal title into it, I kind of went with the straight rock and roll, what I felt rock and roll. Plus, I went with a band that I felt changed themselves every time they came out with a new album.
Nickelback.
No,
okay.
no, Rush.
Fuck this show. I'm out. I'd have punched you.
Fucking great.
Fuck.
Great. The Rolling Stones, man. Come on. Keith Richards, Mick Jagger's got a fucking song about his moves, okay? This is how iconic these motherfuckers are.
Okay.
All right? They Paint It Black.
Oh, great song.
Just to throw it now.
Now,
if I say say you don't know the Rolling Stones, and I say Paint It Black, and then I turn around and I play Honky Tonk Woman,
you might think it's two different groups.
You're gonna think it's two different fucking groups. You are, because that's what the Rolling Stones
or
did.
Angie,
or Wild Horses,
or Harlem Shuffle,
or freaking Hey You Get Off of My Cloud. You know this. There's so many.
Or Jumpin' Jack Flash.
There you go.
I was hoping somebody didn't say that song, but Ed had to go and do it.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
Who can forget Free Jack?
Oh,
I've already forgotten it.
We forgot it and we deleted it.
Right.
But anyways, besides that fucking song, they every single time it felt like they came out with a new album, they reinvented themselves. They reinvented the sound. It was almost Led Zeppelin was gonna be a very close choice of mine because I felt like they kind of did the same thing.
I would have fought you on that one.
But the problem is, when they got into their later years, they got lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Rolling Stones did not get lazy. They got better. They rocked harder. We still don't know how Keith Richards is alive.
I want to know
We're still trying to figure this shit out.
I want to know how those incredible riffs come out of that guitar when if you've ever seen the Stones.
He looks like he's dead. He looks like somebody's holding him up. He looks like somebody is holding him up.
You
like,
can count
real.
off his arm movements. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
But you get
1,
like
2,
15
1, 2.
fucking notes.
But you get this amazing sound.
And let's not forget if you throw Freddie Mercury aside, because in my opinion he's the greatest front man ever. Ever.
I was going to say he's a runner-up for me.
Yeah, we
can talk about.
They were in my top 7. Yeah,
but he is the greatest front man ever. The Rolling Stones, however, not only did you have a dynamic front man, you had incredible sound. You had original music, and you had rock and roll. But back in the day, was controversial. You didn't know what the fuck they were singing about. And then when you actually broke down some of the music, you could get 3 or 4 different fucking meanings out of it. Really break down Paint It Black, and it's about somebody fucking tripping balls, essentially. But you can turn around and trip balls and listen to that fucking song, and all of a sudden it's about murder. It's about death. You know what I'm saying? It's how you perceive it, and that's how they
everything,
wrote these,
and that's with everything.
and this is how they do this, though. They've reinvented themselves over and over and over and over again to make a better sound.
Okay.
Mick Jagger solo albums, though, is a bunch of bullshit.
I can't. That's what I'm saying. But that's why I said
Mick needs Keith.
That's why I said Rolling Stones. That's why I
because
said
Keith
Rolling
Richards' solo
Stones.
album sucked balls too.
And you guys know how much I love Aerosmith. Aerosmith is probably one of my favorite bands ever. And to throw them to the side and be like, look, Rolling Stones have reinvented themselves on more than one occasion.
I'll say the Stones, though. Without the Stones, you don't have Aerosmith.
No, exactly. And without the Stones, you don't have a lot of fucking bands that you have now.
That's what they cloned his lips from.
You wouldn't have, without the Stones, you wouldn't have AC/DC as well.
No, you're right about that.
Because they came in with that same feeling and vibe, and everybody... The Stones and AC/DC are 2 of those bands that for 40, 50, in the Stones' case, 50 years.
50,
AC/DC's
50
case,
plus,
almost
dude.
40 years.
Definitely with English pop rock
mean,
music.
You maintain the lineup for the most
part. They're still fucking touring, for fuck's sake. I mean...
Death, yeah, you have to replace somebody who died if you want to go forward.
Yes,
which
yes.
I'll bring up in just a few minutes. You have to move forward, and the core of the band always stayed the same.
I agree.
So, great choice on the Stones.
Yeah, like I said, we can go into some runners up real quick. Like some of them, like my runner up.
Well, don't take his thunder.
Oh no!
Please go on.
No, don't take your thunder.
I can talk about my runners
lightning
up.
and the thunder.
I'll talk about my runners up before I get to the main event.
I'll throw it out real quick. Like I actually had just Freddie Mercury for rock and roll.
See, I had Queen. I was fighting. I was fighting with Queen, but they just never. And I don't know. Freddie was always fucking making himself different.
That's what I'm saying.
But the band never really did anything different. They looked the same.
Brian May, great guitarist. Nothing spectacular.
Nothing, dude. He looked like a slug out there. He looked like a deer in headlights.
But what he did with
was
those
incredible.
Was
oh my fucking god! He's probably one of the greatest guitarists. Like he's
riffs.
up there. Yes, he's up there.
He created some great riffs, but
you can't listen to the solo of "We Will Rock You."
Mm-hmm.
It just him going off on that, dude. Come listen to that shit. Like it's
Brian May launched 1 million careers and only 12 of them survived.
Yeah.
I was tough. I was torn because I thought Freddie Mercury changed it so you can't just shout into a microphone anymore and cut a record.
No.
So I was really, really torn on that.
That was my thing. Like I had to pick the band. And in my opinion, Freddie Mercury, like I said, is the greatest frontman ever. But Queen, it just kind of felt like a couple. Like here's this great frontman, and then here's some fish back here playing fucking instruments. Yeah. I mean that's what Queen always felt like to me.
Wow.
I mean, great music, great fucking music. But when you watch them, you're like, dude, this guy's everywhere. Did he take all the drugs and he didn't share with any of these guys?
He took,
and is that why they look so sour right now? Because they didn't get no drugs?
Whatever he took, he kept it up for 2.5 hours and gave you the best performance of a lifetime.
But no, I will say this. I guess he wasn't a huge drug. It was alcohol. His thing was alcohol
and butt
vodka.
sex.
Yeah. Vodka was his big fucking
and
thing.
Butt sex.
With everyone.
Right.
Everyone. Love that shit.
Some of my runners up. I had Queen on the list. I had the Stones on the list. I had Elvis on the list. I had the Beatles on the list. At one point,
I can't do the Beatles, man. I
exactly.
love the Beatles, but I can't do the Beatles. They're just...
The first half of the Beatles career I bought.
Yes, but they created the Beatles. They created the Beatles. Yeah, exactly.
It turned me off.
I was going to say, the Beatles, I don't think created anything. The Beatles just did what was already happening.
Right.
And everybody else.
They changed the game at that time.
No.
I don't think they changed the game.
No.
I think...
There's a difference between changing it and just doing it better than somebody else.
Right, exactly. And they were the number one
Alice
of everything.
Cooper wasn't just better than the other metal stars at the time. He did it totally differently. And went at it from entirely different.
And not only that, you could throw Alice Cooper up against Gwar right now, and Alice Cooper would fucking
still win.
Right, exactly. Throw them under the fucking bus, curb stomp them, wear their fucking costumes, and walk out. That's how fucking badass he is.
Funny shit I ever saw was Gwar giving a TED talk.
I know. We are Gwar.
It was on marketing.
We will go really far.
No,
we'll take your car.
It was a good TED talk, though. It was on marketing.
Wow.
No, that's pretty.
They're marketing geniuses.
All right, so wrap it up.
I fought this. I had 7 names on the list. Metallica was one of them, a lot of them. But when you just mentioned marketing, you mentioned simplicity, stage show, look. You go back to
There's
the 70s.
There's a lot of things you think
Go back
about
to
it.
the 70s, even with Led Zeppelin, they had great music, but they all looked like bums that walked in off the street.
And like I said, towards the end of their career, they just felt like they were lazy.
Right.
They got lazy.
I'm going to go to Alice Cooper. I'll never say this about the Stones because they always looked like rock stars.
They always. Dude, they partied like
You
fucking
go to
rock
Alice
stars,
Cooper
all right?
in the 70s and early 80s until the whole constrictor, raise your fist and yell.
Yes.
That's when everybody looked as rock and roll as Alice Cooper. You always had your main guys look like rock stars and everybody else looked like bums.
Yes.
I fought this. I'm going to sound like a homer, but you wanted the best, you got the best. It's Kiss. They took marketing to a new level. Yeah, basically. The stage shows, every year, the stage show got bigger and better.
I can't argue with
the
it.
look was just, you knew. You look at a picture of...
How many bands have Todd McFarlane toys?
I was going to say, and not only that, how many bands incorporated pyrotechnics? They opened up pyrotechnics for everybody. I mean, you can't go to a show now without pyrotechnics, and... They were the originators of pyrotechnics at their shows. They were all about it. They were about the explosions, the booms, the fireworks flying through the air, the
right. 45 years, 25 albums, 120 million albums sold. I always say, albums sold doesn't exactly equal talent because Taylor Swift puts out albums and sells 9 million records, and she
take his face paint. All you gotta do is take Gene Simmons' face paint. Put it right there.
Show a picture.
And I will guarantee you, out of 50 people, 48 of them will know what that face paint is.
My grandmother, God rest her soul, she passed away 18 years ago.
And the guy holding up that face paint will get sued.
Right.
Yeah.
Could look at a picture of the Rolling Stones. No offense to the Stones. They are groundbreaking without question. They Alice Cooper, same thing. But I could show her a picture of Alice Cooper and she'll go, okay, who's that? I can show her a picture of the Stones, and she can go, okay, who's that? You show her a picture of Kiss, she goes, oh, that's Kiss.
Yeah.
Not because I'm her grandson, because their faces are etched into the lexicon of society.
Besides O.J. Simpson running away in that famous fucking white Bronco, when Kiss was going to show their faces.
Oh,
that was huge.
Yep.
That was huge.
Because you waited
and it was
for
Larry
that for
King.
10
It was
years.
fucking Larry King that did it, man.
MTV, Entertainment Tonight, you name it, they were all
Everybody
over
had
it.
their fucking finger in the fudge on that fucking shit. They're like, Kiss is taking off their fucking face paint? We want in. I don't care whose dick I gotta suck. I want in on this.
I'll never say that.
And Gene was like, zip.
There will be no talk of sucking my dick.
Can you sign this form?
This is a non-disclosure.
I am addicted to consent.
Hashtag me too. I'll never say they're the greatest musicians. I could think of 12 other bands off the top of my head that are better musicians. I'll never say they're the most intelligent songwriters. But if you want to talk game changers on all those levels that I brought up, Kiss changed it all. And I'm sorry. I'm going to be a homer on this.
I just got to give them the shows. The originality of the face paint. I mean, let's be honest. In the 80s, That's the only way fucking hair bands sold anything was they put on that fucking heavy mascara, the heavy lipstick, the fucking face paint, and the hair out to here.
And you know who did it?
And Kiss has been doing it 10 years prior.
But Kiss fell into that rut for a couple years where the more chicky you look, we should do this too. You became huge by being different.
Right.
Then they fell into the trap of we're to be the same. Do you remember the first time you saw the Unholy video?
Yeah.
And how just gritty and dirty they looked. They looked like a rock band
again. Yeah, they looked great. They looked good again.
Lord. And
when he was up there fucking strumming that fucking bass, you were like, yeah, he's feeling that shit, man.
When you see Gene Simmons in full dirtiness it was the first time you ever saw him with facial hair, and he just went out there and owned you in that Unholy video. Guys, go out after the show. Look up Kiss Unholy on YouTube. See what we mean. And then, just for fucking shits and gigs, go look up Tears Are Falling. And you'll see night and day. They're separated by 7 years.
Yeah.
Look at the huge difference.
It's huge. It is. They bought into what we like to call the road garble. You know?
According to the book that their former road manager wrote, it was, did Bon Jovi do that? Then we have to do that. They were trying to stay relevant. All they had to do was be themselves.
You had to back then because unfortunately, in a time when fucking, hold on, you ready? Mm-hmm. Saigon Kick, where are they?
Gone.
Yeah, but they were really big. You know what I'm saying? Like
for a couple 3 years.
Right, exactly. Warrant. Unfortunately,
we lost Janie Lee.
But they were gone before we lost him. Okay, let's be honest.
Oh yeah, they're at the Wolf Den
with a new singer who dated my cousin once.
I was gonna say no. The new singer is horrible.
End.
Horrible.
Much like if you were to say Skid Row.
Cinderella.
Wolf Den.
Still touring.
Look, I'm not taking
anything
away from them because the voice was great.
This is going to be fun.
The guitar was fucking great, but they have done nothing for originality for a very, very long time. Are they still known for? I guarantee you, if they show up in concert, what is the one song that's gonna guaranteed be played at that concert?
Cinderella?
Yes.
Shake Me.
And.
Give me a second. Night Songs.
No.
Somebody Save Me. The Last Mile.
No, you know what I'm talking about.
I'm trying to think of the one you mean. Oh,
the
don't know what
ballad.
Till It's Gone.
There you go.
All right.
There you go. They will always be known for that song. I appreciate the fact that you try to bring out the rest of the music for them.
They were the hits. I brought the hits.
I do.
It's not like I dug deep and went
but
push,
it's like
push.
Firehouse.
No.
It's like
Firehouse.
What are they known for?
Don't Treat Me Bad and All She Wrote. That's it.
No, those were good songs. What are they known for? Love of a Lifetime.
Right. But you could say the same about
English.
Extreme.
Bad English.
When I See You Smile.
When I See You Smile. You see what I'm saying? Like
test me again, motherfucker.
They're all over one-hit wonders, and unfortunately, the 80s was full of it. Mm-hmm. And Kiss had to fall with it because you know what? If you kept going with what they were doing before,
so you're saying they had to adapt or die.
Exactly.
I think.
And they survived. And they survived.
40 years, 25 records.
And as soon as you got, and let's be honest, dude, the 80s was weird. The 80s was weird.
The guys looked more like chicks than the chicks did.
The music was cool.
It was
did
you
ever
see the movie Rockstar?
That new wave pop album.
Right.
New wave pop sound.
Motley Crue was one who actually kind of pulled through. And I'll give them that. But when they first came out, girls, they look like fucking girls, okay?
Did anybody see the movie Rockstar?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, oh, yeah.
The scene in the movie where the guy says, how do you know when you put on too much makeup? He goes, when I think I want to fuck myself, I stop.
Yeah.
That was the 80s.
Yes.
You know, when I bought the first Poison record, Look What the Cat Dragged In, I'd already heard the single. So I'm like, oh, wow, this band's pretty cool. I'm going to go out and buy the record. And I'm like, these are some of the ugliest fucking chicks I've ever seen in my life. So you turn it over and they have names like Brett, Bobby, Ricky. And I'm like,
you're like,
these
who?
are guys?
What?
What the actual fuck? I think my brother took this into the bathroom and fapped to it earlier. It's probably Ricky Rocket. He was the most
Look
chicky
What the
looking.
Cat Dragged In. It was
Look What Caitlyn Jenner dragged in.
What was the album with the controversial
Open Up and Say
There you go.
Yeah, they
guys, before you guys, real quick, we're gonna get into the final thing here. You guys chime in. What was the thing that they took off of that album? Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
know
can't
you know.
answer.
I know you know.
Because I had the original.
I did too.
And then-
I did too. And it was like literally 6 months later, everything
when
was off the shelf.
all your buddies
and there was
bought
a
it.
black stripe
Yeah.
right across, and all you saw was the eyes. That was it.
Oh, yeah.
That was it. What did they cut out of that album cover?
When Poison came around in 2001,
They were
they
fun.
played Mohegan. It was
They
still,
were
it's,
fun.
That's what it is. It's a nostalgia trip.
Yes.
They could put out a record every year. It's not going to sell more than
No.
50, 60,000 copies.
It's probably going to suck.
You're going to hear one song.
You're going to like one song.
Yeah, like
You're
here's
gonna
the
like
latest.
one song.
And the one they bring back from 2001 is CeCe DeVille singing "I Hate Every Bone in Your Body But Mine,"
Yeah.
which is a great fucking song. That's a great segue for Brett to go off stage and get his water and whatnot. But they had a shirt with that image on it, and I bought it, and a girlfriend of mine stole it.
Ah, it's horrible. That's fucking
But
horrible.
I love that image.
But I did too. Yes, absolutely. That
Love the
was a
image.
great fucking image.
All right.
So
Want to break it down? Want me to break it down real quick?
Yeah, go
All
ahead.
right. So for movies, Ed chose John Carpenter. Mike chose Jerry Goldsmith. I chose Danny Elfman. We went to pop. Ed chose Teddy Riley. Mike chose Justin Timberlake, and I chose Michael Jackson.
Yes.
For rap / hip hop, Ed chose Rakim. I want to make sure I say it right. Rakim.
Or the God
Rocky.
MC.
Mike chose Missy Elliott. I chose NWA. Country. Ed chose Shania Twain. Mike chose Brad
Good choice,
Paisley.
too.
I chose Garth Brooks. In the rock and roll category, Ed chose Alice Cooper. Mike chose the Rolling Stones. And being the homer, but I think I supported my argument pretty well, I chose Kiss. And there's no wrong answers. Believe me, if somebody had chose Nickelback or Rush, those are wrong answers, and you'd be immediately disqualified for the rest of your life.
Answers. Very
Thank
wrong
you,
answers.
fuck you, bye. But
So bonus round, metal, real
metal.
quick.
Who changed the game for metal? Start with you.
Ooh. Gosh, skip me. Let me think about it.
Anthrax. I've loved
Ooh.
Anthrax since the moment I fucking put in their first fucking CD. They're just rip your face off. Like,
Are you
when
kissing
people,
Charlie's
look,
ass because he was a former guest, or are you honest?
No, I'm honest.
My man.
I'm dead honest. I'm dead honest. When people were out there listening to Slayer and all this other shit, it was just too much for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will admit that. It sounded like a bear raping a fucking hunter in the ass. It was
Okay, you have my attention.
That's Slayer. Anthrax was like fucking in your face, melt your face, hit you with fucking lyrics, and then melt your fucking whole body again, and then come back. Beast of Burden, dude, is still, to this day, one of my absolute fucking favorite songs.
Wait. No, Belly of the Beast.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you. Because
you had me for a second, I'm
Rolling
like-
Stones.
Yeah.
That was my fault. Belly of the Beast. Welcome to the belly of the beast. I mean, he
Here,
fucking hit that
your
shit. Yeah, it's
voice.
exactly. I fucking.
Never again.
It's just in your fucking. Pump you up. Let me get that fucking 150-pound rip one more fucking time, baby. That's Anthrax.
Wow.
That's Anthrax.
Fantastic choice.
I'm going to go with Sabbath. Black Sabbath.
Wow. Great choice.
Ozzy Sabbath, obviously.
Yeah. The only Sabbath. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean.
The only Sabbath.
Dio Sabbath was good,
Yes,
but there's
but
only
Ozzy
one.
Sabbath is classic Sabbath. Dude.
Heaven and Hell, you could honestly say that's a Dio song.
Yes.
Iron Man,
Yes.
there's no mistake.
No.
Paranoid,
The
there's
music.
no
War
mistake.
Pigs.
War Pigs. No
You
mistake.
can't do War Pigs with
Never
no Ozzy.
Say Die.
Not happening.
Musically,
Same thing.
lyrically,
Master
vocally.
of Reality.
Black
You're good.
Sabbath.
And back in the day,
I don't even like Black Sabbath, but it's like you hear it, it's like, yeah, this is so different than, and then you notice like the later stuff that comes out, like they all want to be Sabbath.
Yeah. No, exactly.
They all wanna
exactly.
be
They
Exactly.
had a great, I want to say like a comeback, but it wasn't a comeback. Somewhere in the mid '80s, where they got a really interesting Travis Tritt lookalike singer, and they did a song called "The Headless Cross," and I was into it. I thought it was great, but it wasn't Sabbath.
Right.
It sounded like a Tony Iommi vanity project.
It was like It was like
It's like
when
Pink
you
Floyd,
first. It was
David
like when you
Gilmour and
first
backup
heard
band.
the kid that took over for Boston.
Which
no,
one? There
Journey.
were two of
Journey.
them.
It was Journey,
Oh,
right? The Korean.
The Korean kid, I can't think of his name right now.
Whatever his name
Fuck.
is. Whatever his name is. I'm not trying to say he's a bad singer. My problem is
Arnel Pineda.
There you go.
Still the Ayatollah of rock and roll.
He hits it. He hits it. Mm-hmm. But he's not Journey. It's not.
The funny thing is, I saw Journey with Arnell, and I wasn't sold. I had heard,
Oh, he sounds great. He sounds great.
And one of the people I sat next to,
it just sounds like he's imitating him, though. That's my problem.
That's where they found him on YouTube.
Right.
I know.
But that's his voice.
I get that.
I got to see the guy before him.
Steve Augieri.
I saw Steve Augieri at Woodstock.
Fantastic.
He did all the Journey songs.
But he wasn't.
Well, no, he's not Steve Perry.
No. But when I saw Steve Augieri as well, but when I saw Arnel Pineda,
it was good.
The girl who sat next to me, what do we got here?
These guys don't stop, man. This shit's all day. It's all day.
What the fuck? All right. We'll deal with that later. Text message bingo. There was a young lady sitting in the seat to my right. She wasn't with me, but I was seated next to her. And I'm talking with my buddy who I went to the show with. I'm like, I'm not sold. I'm not this. I'm like that. She goes, do me a favor. When they start to play Separate Ways, close your eyes. And I says, okay, well, let me, when we get to that song, it was about midway through the set, and you hear that guitar riff, and you hear that drum beat, and you know it.
One of my favorites, too.
One of mine, too. And I closed my eyes. And when his mouth opened, complete blackness, I was like, here we stand. And he owned it.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
His voice. It's not like he's mimicking.
I always
That's him.
feel like he's just impersonating. It's like he's on a great karaoke stage.
If you can sing like Sinatra, are you a carbon copy, or is that your voice?
It's you. I'm sorry. It's you impersonating that voice.
All right.
It is. In my opinion, it's the same thing with karaoke. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you do karaoke, I'm not saying you're
How
not.
did we get on Journey, by the way? Oh, you were talking about a metal.
Anthrax. We were talking about changing singers and how it can make a big difference.
I got my metal band.
And it really does. But no, it's just real quick. Same thing with karaoke. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that you're not a bad singer. You're not a great singer. But you are imitating the artist. When you sing karaoke,
you're imitating
the artist. That's not your voice. That's not your voice.
No, it's not.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can sing Brad Paisley,
Adam.
And then I could turn around and sing fucking the song that you say that is better than suck, and I drill it every time. No.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah, there you go. Good call. Thank you. You felt me. You felt me on that one.
I knew it as soon as you said. As soon as you said this better not suck.
But I'm imitating him. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I'm not singing him. I'm imitating him.
All right,
and that's what I feel like.
You really notice that too, like even with Jerry and the new guy Pineda.
Arnel Pineda.
Yes.
Pineda.
Yes.
You go to the live show, whatever, fine. Wave your hands in.
It's still great.
You buy the album, you listen to it, and it's like it's not Steve Perry,
right?
Not.
You know, so like I couldn't get into the Steve Augieri album, even though there are some great songs on it. And when I saw him live at Woodstock, I kind of felt sad because he's singing all the Journey hits, and I'm like, dude, you got some stuff you did with the band.
Just stop.
Well, and again,
I guess it was part of an agreement when he left that he's allowed to sing those songs.
I have to say this.
Yeah.
When you go see, if you're like Ed, you are not a Kiss fan, correct?
I don't
hate him.
No. You're not.
I was like, Unholy is like one of my fucking favorite songs.
But if you,
except for Phantom of the Park, no.
That was almost fucking Eddie's fucking Thunder's fucking theme song, and he hated that song so much.
Thunderstruck?
No, Unholy.
Right.
Wasn't?
If you,
no, I tried to make it, and you were like, no, fuck that shit. Yeah, you're like, fuck that shit, and I was like, all right. So then I put fucking Thunderstrike on. He's like, really, Mike?
Fuck that shit.
Really?
If you went to see Kiss. Do you want to hear some obscure deep cut that I'm sure the diehards want to hear, or do you want to hear Detroit Rock City, Rock and Roll All Night, Calling Dr. Love?
Probably the only ones I would know because I could sing along.
Exactly. You want to hear
when you go to a concert,
hits.
You want to hear the hits.
Well, what I want to hear is God Gave Rock and Roll to You.
They play that now. 70 to 80% of the crowd doesn't want to hear the deep cuts. No. Schmucks like me, I'm like, what kind of surprise are they going to pull out tonight? And they always throw one or two in the mix. But you want to hear, as much as I hate to say it.
That's when they go get beers.
Right.
At that fucking
As much as I hate to say it, they're going to play Lick It Up. They're going to play I Love It Loud. They're going to play Rock and Roll All Night.
Exactly.
They're going to play the hits because that's what people pay to see.
You know what? I would love for them once not to play Rock and Roll All Night. I would pay
I don't
money.
know.
I would
the
pay
arena would
money.
riot.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Tell me that place would not blow up if they didn't do Rock and Roll All Night.
I would riot. That's how you know the night's over. There's a way you know the show's about to begin when they play Won't Get Fooled Again on the loudspeaker. The curtain drops, you know. And then you know the show's over because they play Rock and Roll All Night.
Garth hasn't done Friends in Low Places and ended the show. You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine a Garth Brooks show without Friends in Low Places?
No.
He's done it. He's done it.
Can you imagine if Kiss decided to fuck with the crowd and instead of playing Rock and Roll All Night or whatever, they decide to end the show with Somewhere Over the Rainbow?
That would be fucking great.
All right, I'm done with that.
That would be great.
We gotta move along quick.
My metal choice who changed the game would have been Anthrax. It would have been Metallica. Any one of the big four, but I did choose one of the big four. Megadeth changed the game. The lyrics, the subject matter. Yes, Dave Mustaine wasn't.
I was going to say
Metallica.
let's not forget that Dave Mustaine wrote all of Metallica's
first album.
Right, exactly.
And 2 songs on the second album.
The entire fucking first album Dave Mustaine wrote. Like, he was the writer for Metallica. Like, they didn't see eye to eye, and it sucks because let me say this. I can't imagine Metallica without James Hetfield.
Right.
But could you imagine Metallica with Dave Mustaine?
No.
I could.
That's what I'm saying. You couldn't you?
And see, that goes back to what I said about band members leaving for death or whatever. I had a friend a couple years ago when Metallica came through. He goes, I'm not going to go see 3/4 of Metallica. So I asked him, I'm like, when was the last time you saw Metallica? Oh, in the late 90s. Like, you realize you saw 3/4 of Metallica then because Cliff Burton's been dead since 86.
Yeah.
The recorded version of Metallica that everybody calls the original, Cliff Burton's dead. You saw Jason Newsted. You saw 3/4 of Metallica then.
Yep.
Jason Newsted leaves. Now Robert Trujillo, who is just as good a player as Newsted, comes in, makes the band just as awesome. I'm not going to go see 3/4 of Metallica. Bitch, please. You've seen 3/4 of Metallica.
Like
the Kiss fucking Army. The end.
I fucking hate that shit. It's like I'm not going to see Salt and Pepper without Spinderella. Like,
how many people go fill a stadium to see Pink fucking Floyd? It's one original guy. One.
And we don't even know if
David
that's true.
Gilmour.
We don't even know if it's David. That could be a clone of David, all right,
people? It could be a hologram.
Let's be honest. They're just trying to keep Pink Floyd around at this point. They're trying to keep him relevant.
Real quick on the Mega.
Wish you were here.
The Megadeth Metallica thing where you said, could you picture Dave Mustaine and Metallica? I'm going to say no because, I mean, this is just as an outsider, and I'll break it down in terms I can understand better. I always thought of Megadeth as the gangster rap of heavy metal.
Ooh.
And Metallica is the Sugar Hill Gang.
Wow.
Yeah, I can go with that.
So
okay.
when I heard
the difference is
when I heard a Megadeth song though, it was kind of it was chugging, it was aggressive, and it was like, I'm coming.
Skin of my teeth, man.
I'm coming.
Could you imagine?
Hangar 18.
No. Just skin of my teeth. Could you imagine Metallica doing the instruments for that?
Yes.
And Dave Mustaine still singing
Yes.
that. You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine how much more
Could you
different?
imagine Hetfield singing that song?
No, he couldn't do it.
Okay.
He could not do it.
All right.
I mean, I have to do more research. But
pleased to meet you. You know, it's like he just did that. Like
that worked with Mustaine's voice.
Exactly. And that was Mustaine's voice.
Exactly.
Even think about Hangar 18, same thing, you know. Welcome to our fortress tower. We'll take some time to show you around. Like that's what he did.
Should I stop
why
now?
I feel the way I do, and I'm just like I just don't see. Maybe as a songwriter, sure, he's fantastic, but I don't see him fronting Metallica. I just don't.
He was simply the guitar player.
I'll be
right
bold.
at the time.
I'll be bold.
At the time, but the reason why he left was because he was writing these fucking. He was writing these, but he was writing these for himself. Let's be honest.
He could do it. He knew he could do it.
If you saw him front Metallica, I actually think you guys would be like, you know, maybe Ed's right. This doesn't sound right.
Okay.
I think Mustaine kind of made his own way.
Well, obviously he did. Megadeth is a completely different sound.
Yeah,
Megadeth is a completely different sound than Metallica.
I mean, Metallica be totally
what I'm saying is,
it wasn't as beefy, but it was faster.
I could see Mustaine's voice in Metallica. I could see it.
Adam joined us late. He wants to know, do we think New England is any closer to the Super Bowl?
Yes.
We all picked New England this week,
there.
so tune in next week to see how we see
we
New
said
England going
we
on.
said to be the man, you have to beat the man. The NFC Championship game is going to be, obviously, Patriots versus Pittsburgh. The NFC Championship game is going to be a rematch of the 1998 Spectacular, which came down to a field goal between the Atlanta Falcons and my Minnesota Vikings. And at that point, we'll still have a home field advantage, which I'm more than happy to let them fucking beat the hell
Which you
out of the
did
Schmeagles.
back in 1999. By the way.
Right, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. This is like a complete. That's what I said. This team is they have a chance.
Special.
They have a chance
team.
to do something special. They really do.
All right,
really
we're
do.
getting the signal. So Ed, roll that beautiful bean footage.
And we're back.
All right. So we did our entire music episode. I wanted to make this
Great episode, by the way. I was
Always the best episode.
I was going to say good choices both ends. There was a couple shockers. I thought.
Yeah, everybody. did real good.
Shania Twain. I was really
Alice Cooper.
I was really shocked by your kiss.
No, you weren't. Don't lie to me. Because believe me, when it came down to it, it was like that WrestleMania tournament where Kiss and Metallica were head to head, and I had to choose a winner.
You know what you thought about it?
I did feel maybe on the country you could have went a different route.
No,
you took the easy, especially
way.
since you went Michael Jackson.
No fucking way.
Like you could have went.
Did you want my opinion, or did you want something that...
Honestly, do you want to know who I thought you were going to pick?
Who did you think? In pop?
No, country. I actually was... I kind of figured the Michael Jackson thing was going to happen.
Okay.
I knew somebody was going to call Michael. You got to. Like, he's out there.
It's hard not to.
And the fact that you called it, I didn't expect Garth Brooks... Because exactly, he's the Michael Jackson of country.
Who did you see me picking?
Honestly?
Yes.
I really saw you fucking picking, damn it.
You don't even know.
No, I did. I just fucking completely had it. Pain. No.
Yep.
Rush.
Black.
Clint Black?
No, not Clint Black. No, not Black. Fucking Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash. That's who I thought.
Man in Black.
Johnny. Yeah, thank you. Man in Black.
He was on my
Johnny
list.
Cash. That's who I thought you were going to pick for fucking country.
He didn't change the game, but
he
certainly.
I still don't.
Especially when he did Hurt.
Country.
When he did Hurt.
But that was him going to a different genre. And
Yeah, but no, that was still country. That was still country. That Hurt. When people tell me, oh, no, Johnny went rock there. No, he didn't. Listen to that song again, people. That is country. That is country, and he is literally staring down the fucking bullet of a fucking gun in his face. Like, you can hear him. That is Johnny Cash at his fucking rawest. His rawest.
It's a great cover.
Great. It was great. When I heard that, I was like, who the fuck did this? They were like, dude, that's Johnny Cash. I was like, what? No fucking way. I had to listen to that shit again, and then I fucking was like, oh my God, that was Johnny Cash.
Though I never pigeonholed him into country. I always thought he transcended like the southern rock.
He's always been country. He was
always been
You're
country. Right. I always thought him of more Leonard Skinner than
Ring
Kenny
of
Rogers.
Fire, I don't consider a country song.
That's more, to me, that's more Leonard Skinner than it is
come on.
Kenny Rogers.
We can do a whole episode on Cash.
All right. Going forward.
Cash is always country.
We decided to do music.
Yes.
I went music.
That was easy.
We chose the Game Changers. These are Game Changers as well. These are the 10 worst songs I've ever heard.
Love it.
Ever. In the history of ever. If one of your favorite songs is on this list, do me a favor, walk into the other room and drink bleach. Because there's nothing I can do to help you. No honorable mention this week. Number 10, Susudio by Phil Collins.
Susudio.
What the fuck is that song about? Some girl who doesn't have a name is Sudio. Is her name Sue? Is
you know
Sudio? What's the fucking deal?
I will also add to that. In the Air Tonight. I'm gonna get assassinated for this.
I might assassinate you
because a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, this is like the greatest drum riff in the world."
No, it's not.
It really isn't. No,
it's not even in the top 5.
Right. Like Phil Collins is not even like in the top 10 greatest drummers ever. He is subpar.
Kenny Aronoff in the middle of Jack and Diane. Berries.
Thank you.
Berries.
Thank you.
That drum riff.
Thank you.
You got to be a shitty drummer to get fired to lead singer. Dude, he's the worst drummer ever. Let's let him sing.
I don't know about that, but he's
not the worst drummer ever.
If Mike Tyson likes your drum bit, you ain't doing shit right. Wait. This is my favorite part of the song. Do-dunk, and then he punches Zal.
No, if you guys wait a second, if you actually start that song at 11:57 with 23 seconds left, by the time it hits midnight on that fucking New Year's Eve.
God. Yeah. Anyway, number 9. Oobla dee, oobla da, life goes on, the Beatles. What a fucking terrible song.
That's like the walrus.
You can't get that out of your fucking head because you'll be
stuck in my head now.
Oh, sorry, my friend. Number 8, You're Having My Baby by Paul Anka. I hate that song. If I ever have to hear it again, I will
He was just being honest. He was like, I'm fucking a bitch tonight. That was his I'm fucking a bitch tonight song.
One of you guys is going to text me early in the morning saying I woke up with one of these 10 songs in your head. And listeners, if you get these songs stuck in your head, I'm sorry. I really am. Find us on iHeartRadio, Spotify,
I love
iTunes.
it.
When you said life goes on, I started thinking of Corky.
I did too.
Exactly, because that was the theme song. That girl was hot, though. Kelly something or other.
Kelly Babanga.
Kelly Martin.
Thank you.
You can still see her on Lifetime.
I bet you can.
That's where bad actresses go to die.
Yep.
Her and Valerie Bertinelli playing every movie.
And Nancy McKeon.
There you go. Number 7, We Built This City on Rock and Roll by Starship.
What?
Fuck
I love
song.
that song.
No!
I will totally buy into it. I'm an asshole. I love that song.
Oh, my God.
We built this city.
Oh, shit.
We built this city on rock and roll.
You're both retarded.
Come on, it's perfect. It's a song about building a city on rock and roll with very little guitar in it. It's awesome.
And they mentioned guitar at least 3 times.
He's right. There is a lot more keyboard in that fucking track.
And synthesize.
All right. I've never, 100 and change episodes, I've never said this. You both rode the short bus to school. You both lie. Your breath stinks, and you don't love baby Jesus.
Actually, I did. Because if you actually, if you knew how it worked for Ledyard High School, yes, you did. Exactly. You had to go to NFA.
It was like that for everybody.
Yeah. You had to go to the
Can
fucking
I continue?
short bus. No.
Yeah, go ahead.
Number 6, Don't Worry, Be Happy by Bobby McFerrin.
Get the fuck out
Fuck that song. No.
Miserable son.
Horseshit, and horseshit.
He's a Grinch. He's the Grinch of music.
Fuck that song.
What? Be happy. Oh, you know what? He's right. He is. He's a miserable bastard.
I am.
He is.
No, it took you this long to figure that out.
No, it did. The fact that you just spit on "Don't Worry, Be Happy," it did. You're right. You're right.
Be happy.
That's what I think of "Don't Worry, Be Happy." Big ass fucking kickstand right in the middle. Number 5, Barbie Girl by Aqua. Terrible fucking.
No way.
Oh Jesus! This might have been 10 songs that I hate that Eddie loves because he is basically not shit on anything. With the exception of Susudio, 9 songs that Eddie loves.
That was the Phil Collins song?
Yeah, it was.
Trigger. No.
Number 4, The Thong Song by Cisco.
Yeah, I hate
Fuck that song.
Yeah,
look, we found one. Thank you.
I couldn't stand it.
You got your balls back. Good job.
Where is Cisco now?
Probably selling fajitas.
Where is Drew Hill now?
Hold on. I
right
know,
next to him.
I know
fajitas.
where both of them are. They are actually Kanye West's human toilet paper.
I'll buy it.
Probably.
I'll buy it. Number 3,
For
Who Let the Dogs Out
a week.
by Baha Men.
I don't give a fuck. I still don't care who let the dogs out.
Fuck that song.
I only ever hear that at like sporting events.
Only in Cleveland.
It's been relegated to like fucking.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It was one of the 10 worst songs I ever heard.
I got it. No, I'll buy that. Yeah.
Number 2, Achy Breaky Heart, Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck that song.
All day long. That he conceived Miley Cyrus on that song.
You know that shit?
Probably.
You know that game I said Shania Twain changed and built or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he broke
Billy
it
Ray
down.
Cyrus killed it.
There's a reason why his name is Cyrus and it rhymes with virus, okay?
He was the Vanilla Ice.
He was horrible.
When you tell people, and I had a friend
And he
like
gave
this.
birth to that thing.
Yes.
Miley is
I think
one
his
of...
wife did.
No, whatever.
Same.
But that thing destroyed
his spermazoid.
what was left over from the Disney Channel, country, pop music, like all wrapped up in one. She was just a self-destructive
Billy Ray
bomb.
Cyrus was fucking a skank, and he jizzed in his own mullet, and it formed Miley Cyrus.
I'll buy it. I had a friend in that era that loved country, and we'd go watch the chicks line dance. We called it country beer dancing. We'd sit there and drink beer and watch all the chicks do their line dancing. And Achy Breaky Heart would come on.
You remember? Hold on,
Go ahead. Remind me to finish the Chad story.
I got you. Chad story. But real quick, who?
Not the Chad face.
Who could ever forget the South Park fucking dance off where he taught Stan the achy breaky fucking dance, dude? They were like, "The fuck is he doing? What the fuck is that?"
All right. Uh-oh, Ed's dying. He's got his inhaler. We've done it.
We broke him down.
We've killed him.
We broke him down. All right, tell us about
killed the
fucking
producer.
Chad. What about
Wow,
Chad?
the Chad story.
Sucking in Sasha debris.
So Chad is trying to tell me you should come out to this country line dancing gimmick and we'll have a good time and the chicks are hot and whatever. And he's correct. The chicks are hot.
Oh, they love
And eventually they'd play Achy Breaky Heart. And I look at him and go, and this is what you call good music? He goes, I can't apologize enough for Billy Ray Cyrus. I can't. I'm sorry.
No.
So, Chad, if you're out there and you're listening, former guest, win.
I would love Billy Ray Cyrus. I would love to have you on our show.
I want to know who fucking paid you enough to.
Dude! I would give you the realest interview of your life. Like you'll probably actually walk away from our interview questioning everything you've ever done in life.
And then you'll play metal.
No, he won't. No,
Okay.
He loves metal.
Number one.
That's why he's rocking the mullet, dude.
That's possible.
Well, he doesn't have the mullet.
He doesn't have the mullet anymore. He's got like the
but he did back then.
Who the fuck has that hairdo now?
Looking like fucking
John Bon
Eugene
Jovi
from
gimmick
fucking
now.
Walking Dead.
Yeah. The number one worst song I ever heard, and if you guys didn't see this coming, I'm sorry, it's Rockstar by Nickelback. And I quote from a friend of mine. If an alien came to Earth and asked why everyone hates Nickelback, this song pretty much sums it up. It is the fucking absolute worst
Photograph.
piece of shit.
Photograph.
I can buy Photograph to an extent until he gets too whiny.
From the beginning of the game.
We're going to fuck bitches and do all this, and then we're going to do this. And, you know what? Here. You know what?
I pass some gas.
I have a
Don't
serious
do
question.
it. Don't do it. Don't you fucking do it, because I will go off for the next hour.
Like, why the hell do you pick out songs? It's all garbage.
Because they have two good songs.
No, they don't.
No, they do.
No.
They do.
No.
Never enough and side of a bullet. That's it.
what?
Side of a bullet.
Something in your mouth inside of a bullet.
I'll fight you on the first one. Side of a bullet still wins.
No, something in your mouth.
I'd like to put a bullet in his mouth.
Never enough. Or never again. Or never fucking. Who gives a fuck? It's Nickelback.
Something in your mouth.
Whatever. It's two live crew with guitars.
It is. No, they weren't even that cool. They weren't even that cool.
If you took those songs and had NSYNC do them, it would work. It's garbage.
I quit.
Ooh.
Can't do it.
Actually, I think he's onto something.
I quit. Can't do it.
That's why I like when you guys are like, "I got two good songs." I'm like, no.
Next week we're talking about our favorite color.
No.
Join us. What the fuck, dude?
No.
Don't make an argument for Nickelback.
I'm not making an argument, Nickelback. You're the one saying they got two good songs.
Two.
I'm just saying.
Next week on the Loki and Jabroni Show, we break down the JFK assassination.
We did that.
Yeah, we did.
Conspiracies.
No, I know we did.
Eric Askew.
Yeah.
We didn't really get into that one as much as we should have. Actually.
We did, but we didn't. Yeah.
I think it was the smoking gun.
I think there were two shooters, but
I think it was the Russians.
No, there was. There was Lee Harvey Oswald, and then there was one of the Secret Service that was holding the MC.
And at the time, if you guys actually do your math, you'll realize it was Donald Trump.
the exit wound does not match where Lee Harvey Oswald was
Donald
shooting
Trump
from.
was 12 years old.
I didn't say he hit him.
I know.
Donald Trump was 12 years old at the time.
and
his mom told him he'd shoot his eye out.
Fucking love you guys.
But he didn't.
Oh my God. He drank his Ovaltine.
He shot JFK's eye out.
I can buy the throat shot being Oswald. I cannot buy the exit wound.
A 12-year-old? You can't buy a 12-year-old Donald Trump?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I buy the throat shot being Oswald. I buy the exit wound being someone on the grassy knoll or behind the fence.
We got to fucking let you guys all go.
Fuck!
Sorry. Love y'all. Look, I'm excited. iHeartRadio now loves Loki and Jabroni. You can tell Alexa, please play the Loki and Jabroni Show. And Alexa will be like, I would love to play that fantastic show. It is my favorite show to listen to. Blicking.
Wow. Fantastic.
She's never that intelligent.
Just don't ask Alexa who the greatest quarterback of all time is, because she'll
tell you the truth.
She'll lie to you.
Tell you the truth.
No, she says
she'll
Peyton
fucking
Manning.
lie to you.
No, she says some would argue Peyton. Do I need to play this again?
No, don't.
Alexa.
Oh, God.
Alexa.
She doesn't love you anymore.
Who's the greatest quarterback of all time?
Here we go. Matt Ryan.
Alexa's drunk.
Yeah.
Go home, Alexa. You're drunk.
You're drunk. Alexa's not.
Alexa.
Yes. He can't even work his
Who's
phone.
the greatest quarterback of all time?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Matt Ryan, motherfucker.
Oh, she had to think about that because the season's not over, right, Alexa?
Lying bitch.
Alexa, play the truth, a.k.a. the Loki and Jabroni Show.
Amen.
All right. Good night.
Good night, guys. We'll see you next week.